Even more deleted scenes from Avatar Aang: The Last Airbender have been revealed, and they are absolutely insane, borderline unbelievable, and you may think I'm exaggerating, but I promise you I'm not. We have 2 unused fight scenes and actual production material from them, so it's a little different from last video. One of them is an unused fight scene of Tagah versus Team Avatar that is a lot better than what we got in the movie, and also the most brutal thing I've seen in Avatar. And the other is even crazier because we have a fight of Aang versus the old villain of the movie before it was changed to Tagah. Yes, they made it that far into production that the old villain and Aang were fighting. That is just so insane. Anyway, let's go over the first animatic. One of the main complaints over the finalized version of this fight that we got in the movie is that it's just a little too fast, it's too hard to follow, and overall Team Avatar they rolled over for Tagah. They were defeated way too easily, and this unused fight scene pretty much fixes all of that. It's a lot more detailed and individual fight focused, and there are some similarities. Like, it starts off with Tagah saying Aang's friends are a weakness and then attacking Katara, but as you can see, this time around Katara is putting up a much better fight, probably the one you would have expected from someone who can casually split the ocean. She's blocking, dodging, weaving, attacking. I like this move right here a lot, in particular from Katara. You know, she puts up these ice spikes underneath him. She was trying to kill him as much as he was trying to kill her. This was the energy I was expecting from Katara. Also, I just noticed, what are these lion turtles doing in the background? I know they were there in our version too, but what's up with their eyes? It's kind of like when Ozai got his bending taken away from Aang. Have no idea what that glowing fiery thing is either. Tagah still speed blitzes Katara and punches her in the stomach, and you can just feel the impact here. When I was first watching this, I was holding my breath the entire time, and you'll see as you go throughout this, it gets even crazier. Sokka comes in to save Katara. Always good to see Sokka actually participating this time around, and he even cuts Tagah's hand diagonally right across his palm, but then he throws his boomerang at him. He retreats. Then we have a similar move to what we got in the final version. Zuko comes in from whatever's glowing down there from that cave. You know, now that I think about it, the ship could have just been closer this time, and that's like the ship on fire. But anyway, Zuko comes in with his fancy kick, but unfortunately he just gets blitzed down and slammed right into the floor. It's pretty cool to see Tagah showing off some more traditional style airbending here. We've seen Aang throw this spinning kick a few different times. Now we have Toph making her anime style entrance, throwing these massive boulders at Tagah. The only other person we've seen be able to do this is the literal Avatar, and here is Toph doing it just casually. It's almost as if Tagah knows this is an Avatar level feat. He's like, this one has got to go, literally giving her a Rasengan to the chest. And yeah, this is pretty much a Rasengan too. It functions fundamentally the same. As Toph's hit with the Rasengan, she spits out blood and falls to the floor. This scene right here of Team Avatar seeing this, it kind of reminds me of Invincible, you know, when Red Rush gets his head crushed in by Omni-Man, so everybody has to lock in. Immediately after taking down Toph, he goes for Zuko next, and poor Zuko, man, he's trying his best to fight back with this fire blast, but it's like having a Venom in your backline, and the DPS thinks he's doing something by going Namor, but the Venom just eats all the damage. He presses E and he leaves. Taga's doing that right now. He literally just blitzes in, literally chokeslamming Zuko while blood's pouring out of his mouth. He gets the Rasengan treatment too, and then you just see his arm go limp. We get the shot of Tagah looking back at Sokka and Katara, and this blood on his face, at first I thought it was his blood from the battle, but no, this is Zuko and Toph's blood. Katara is looking at him, he's crying, Sokka and her are preparing to fight. They're trying their hardest, but every single attack from Tagah is just so damaging. Katara's about to fall off this cliff, but you see Momo comes in and saves her. Now this is proper characterization of Momo. Momo has always been about that life, so seeing him abandon Appa and hide during Netflix Avatar season 2 will never sit right with me. Momo would never do that shit, man. Katara looks up and she sees what's happening to Sokka. Taga's got him by the throat, lifting him up with one hand. The blood in the corner of Katara's vision is a nice touch. Sokka never gives up, so to see him in this position with blood running down his mouth, begging and pleading for Katara to just run and save herself, this hits hard. Unfortunately, Tagah, he hits him with the Rasengan too. That seems to be a common theme here. And now it's just Momo and Katara versus Tagah. All odds against him, plus 2,000 underdogs. Can they do it? Katara is crying, blood running down her face. Momo's just looking at her like, please bruh, do something. He is going to kill us. And Katara actually whips out this super cool move here. theater. She freezes her hand in like this icicle formation as a weapon, but it just barely misses Tagah. Tagah hits Katara so hard here that she flies off the cliff down hundreds of feet, landing on the beach and rolling into the water. This is actually insane. Not only is this scene choreographed so much better than what we got in the movie, but it's also a lot more convincing and would have tied things together a lot better. Paramount really needs to add this movie to theaters. You could do it next year, or wait a few months, get this scene animated, maybe add that Aang parade scene too, and we're looking at some pretty solid additions to the story that would give people a reason to watch this again in theaters. The next one requires just a little bit of context for you to understand what's happening, but just hear me out. If I show it to you without the context, you're going to be insanely confused. So this movie has changed quite a bit, a lot more than you typically want in a production cycle. In 2021 they were doing character concept designs, and in 2023 they started full swing production, animation and all, but there was one problem. They still didn't have a villain they were happy with. In full swing production, the movie was originally going to be about Aang finding an earthbender named Hulong instead of Tagah, which fundamentally changes a movie you're making and would cause extensive rewrites if you were to change the villain. They made it so far into production with the old villain that we have an entire rough animation of the villain betraying Aang. To think somewhere out there is probably a version of this movie that is completely different with rough animation, probably 60 to 70% finished too. The scene starts with Aang looking completely shocked, but he quickly gathers himself and he hears Hulong walking towards him. He's looking back suspiciously as Hulong gets closer and closer. Hulong asks him, "Have you found anything?" To which Aang nervously says, "Not yet, but I'm sure we'll find something." Hulong says, "I see," and you can just tell he knows something is up. Hulong uses earthbending to drag Aang towards him by the neck, and he says, "You've seen Sonam's memories, but you know that's only one side of the story." Aang breaks free, then starts attacking Hulong, and Hulong almost seems stronger than Aang, just effortlessly dodging every single attack. This guy is using earthbending in a way that I've never seen anyone ever use earthbending. It's pretty unique. He's lifting the rocks almost as if he's bloodbending them. He's moving them side to side, front to back. Weirdly enough, in this version, I guess Avatar Sonam was a man, as Hulong says he should have shared the power instead of keeping it all for himself. It almost looks like Aang was planning to take Hulong's bending away as he traps him in the same manner as he did Ozai, but no, he wasn't. To my surprise, he's actually going for the kill here. Very unlike Aang. Sonam must have told him some serious stuff here, but he hits him with the 4 elements and the scene ends. I would love to see how far they got in this version of the movie. I know they'd never release the full thing in animatic or rough animation form, but I just wish they would. I honestly don't care if it's good or bad. I just need more of these characters. I need to see more of Aang and his friends living their life, talking to each other, interacting, doing anything. I don't care. I just need more. Anyway, leave a like if you agree. Maybe we can show Paramount that Avatar deserves better treatment and get some more adult Aang content in the future. Link down below to the amazing artists who posted their work. Go check them out, please. They definitely deserve it. Alright, bye guys.